Hello and welcome to Iplay Uplay. This is a series in which I try and play every game available on Ubisoft's Uplay Plus subscription and give you my thoughts on whether or not they're worth playing. Today I'll be talking about Anno 1800. Anno 1800 is the 7th entry in Ubisoft's Anno series, and it sees the rise of the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century. Fun fact, it's currently the fastest selling Anno title, selling about 4 times more copies than Anno 2205 in just its first week. The game throws you right into your typical starting moments of a city builder, but I found myself quickly enjoying Anno 1800's campaign mode. You take control of the youngest son in the Good family and are taken back to your home city of Bright Sands to attend your father's funeral, only to find out his brother Edvard takes over the city and forces you onto the neighbouring island of Ditchwater.
A life away from Edvard? We're on board. Only we've no shit to get on board of.
To build up your empire and start paying back the debt your corrupted uncle set out for you. The story starts off pretty simple, but slowly unravels to reveal an engaging story that I honestly would never expect to find in a city building game. As you slowly build up your utopia from simple farmhouses and fish farms to eventually have worker houses and artisans move in, they actually require more niche products to keep them from leaving.
So, I'm a commodity now, to be bought and sold.
Now, with a similar progression structure to Anno 2205, my mind felt at ease as I was slowly pushed in the right direction, while still allowing me the creative freedom I like from city builders. Unlike my previous Anno experience, however, Anno 1800 features a true open world to explore. Using the ship you're given at the start of the game, I was free to explore the seas and visit other islands in the region, some empty and uncharted, others were controlled by NPC factions that played a big part in the overarching gameplay of Anno 1800. While you're building up your city and expanding to more islands, enemy NPCs begin interacting with you, and depending on your choices and how you grow your nation, it'll affect your relationships with these people. The game also features a diplomacy tab that you can perform various actions to raise or lower your relationship with these rivaling factions, such as compliment them, insult them, or just straight up declare war with them if you're feeling brave enough. Another action you can do is request trade rights, allowing you to buy and sell resources from other factions, and vice versa. A fun addition to the franchise that I personally enjoyed was the newspapers. At various times throughout your playthrough, an NPC would tell you that the paper is ready for a review. Now, these articles would affect various stats like riot chance, happiness, and the economy. If you're unhappy with the articles, you actually have the option to change them out with propaganda. This will raise the happiness of your people and will gain or lose you respect depending on the NPC faction. Another returning feature from Anno 2205 I really enjoyed are trade routes. Now, they work a little differently this time around and are way more in depth. Creating trade routes is relatively simple and it actually allows you to transfer resources between your islands, but more importantly, it allows you to own more islands in the first place. See, in order to claim an unsettled island, you have to build a dock on it. This requires resources only accessible at a certain point of the game. Having a trade route will make this possible, and it's something I wish I figured out earlier in my playthrough. Having multiple islands is actually a must if you're thinking of progressing your utopia, as some required resources can't actually grow on the starting island you're provided with. The side quest system in this game is small, yet kind of extensive. There are a couple of different types of side quests. Some short and simple, like one of your townsfolk asking you to locate her husband who's at the nearby pub, or a farmer asking you to find some of his animals who are running rampantly along the streets. And then there's the NPC faction quests, which take place on your ship most of the time, usually asking you to escort them to a specific location or just do a standard fetch quest. These side quests are very simple and do start feeling a little repetitive, but the rewards for them are always worth it and usually provide a nice boost to your economy. One of my favorite features of Anno 1800 was the first person camera mode. I actually had to look up how to access this mode as it's sort of hidden within the game, but it actually allows you to view your city from street level, allowing you to walk, run, and jump around your city, seeing things from a much closer angle. Now, the character models do look like they were taken from an N64 game, which is a good thing, and it's actually charming to see them all do their jobs. You can see people rolling barrels, lifting boxes, and tending to their farms. It makes the game feel way more alive than you initially think, and I actually really enjoyed being able to access it at any time as my utopia grew. As you build up your nation and expand to bigger and better buildings and production chains, the hazard risk in your city begins to rise. Now, there are a number of incidents that can happen in the game that can actually cause some serious damage to your buildings if not taken care of. For example, things like fires and factory explosions that can completely engulf the surrounding houses into flames. These require having a fire station within a certain radius to allow firefighters to rush to the scene and help contain the flames. I love seeing the fire wagon rush to the location to deal with the fire. Another incident that can happen are riots. Riots break out if a couple of your citizens are unhappy for a certain amount of time. They require a police station nearby to come and deal with the situation. Now these incidents were stressful to deal with, but were a welcome addition to the overall difficulty of the game. Now speaking of difficulty, the game throws plenty of challenges at you, from incidents to wars. A huge challenge for me personally to overcome was when I accidentally expanded too quickly and couldn't afford to build the required buildings to get me out of the red. Luckily, the game provides you with plenty of ways to earn money. I ended up just making a bunch of ships and selling them to the neighboring island. I'm glad the game provides you a challenge without being too punishing. Another mechanic Anno 1800 brings are expeditions. These are a type of quest that allows you to expand your empire to different regions of the world. It takes a while to prep for these missions, but they're executed very well. They play out like a choose your own adventure book, and depending on how well prepared you are for it, it can open up different options for you. These expeditions added a whole nother gameplay level to the game, and it really gives you a sense of how big of a world this game provides for you to explore. In terms of issues with the game, I only have a couple. As you progress through the game, it naturally gets harder to run. As my city grew, I had to turn down some of the graphics to keep the gameplay smooth. Anno 1800 can be a demanding game to run, with so much going on. Another overarching issue I had was just feeling too overwhelmed with the number of things I had to manage.
Blah 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 blah, can't hear you. What about this?
As you expand, you gain access to more islands, more regions, and the work starts to pile on. To some people that might be a positive, but for me, it required a lot of planning ahead in order to keep my economy floating. Apart from these minor issues, Anno 1800 is one of the most enjoyable entries in the franchise, and I would even say in the entire city building genre as well. The amount of depth the game provides is amazing, and the addition to the open world makes Anno 1800 a must-play for fans of the genre. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to stay updated on future videos like this, and thanks so much for watching.
Boom.